Okay, great. So,
Okay.
voici Luc. Il est né en 1979. So, Luc was born in 1979. Il est né, he was born. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Voici leur appartement. Here is their apartment. This is where they live. Right, there she is. Un jour, Louise est partie au travail, comme d'habitude. So one day, Louise leaves for work. She left for work. As comme d'habitude means as per usual, as usual. She does this every day. So Louise est partie au travail. Louise leaves for work. She left for work. Louise left for work. That's where she works. Luc est resté au lit. What do you think he's done here?
Reading until she got slept.
What is he in? What's he in there? Where is he? In
The bed.
Yeah, in bed. So rather than getting out of bed, he stayed in bed. So Luc est resté au lit. Luc stayed. Louise est descendue dans l'ascenseur. There we go. So what do you think she's done? She has. What do you think that is?
Elevator.
Yeah, an elevator. So what has she done? Rather than gone, she's not gone up, she's gone
down.
Yeah. So she went down. So we're in the past tense. So Louise went down in the elevator. There she is at the bottom. Et elle est sortie dans la rue. So she went out into the street. She's gone out into the street. But we're in the past here. So she went out into the street. There she goes. Louise est allée à l'arrêt d'autobus. So what do we think l'arrêt d'autobus is? We've got a clue here.
A bus stop.
Yeah, well done. So she's gone from the apartment to the bus stop. So Louise est allée. She went to the bus stop. She has gone to the bus stop. And what do we think this is? A bus. Le bus est arrivé. What do we think that means? Dalila, what do you think that means? Le bus est arrivé.
The bus arrived.
Yeah, well done. So the bus arrived because we're in the past tense. The bus arrived. Well done. Louise est montée dans le bus. So let me just go back. Louise est montée dans le bus. That means she's got on the bus. So she got on the bus. She got on the bus. She entered the bus. She got on the bus. Le bus est parti. What do we think the bus did? The bus
left.
Yeah, well done. The bus left. 10 minutes plus tard, le bus est tombé en panne. So 10 minutes later, the bus, tombé en panne literally means broken down, as in when a vehicle breaks down, it stops working, it just stops. But est tombé en panne, so the bus broke down. But notice here, the verb tomber takes H, so est tombé, the bus broke down. Louise est descendue du bus. What do we think she did here? She did what from the bus?
Leave the bus?
Yeah, we could say she got off the bus. She left, yeah, she could say she left the bus, but she got off the bus. We'd say in English. There she is.
She's mad.
She is. Elle est rentrée à la maison. What do we think that means, Victoria? What's she done? She has...
She back to the house. I don't know.
Yeah, you're on the... Yeah, that's right. So she went back home. So she went back home. That's her home. There she goes. Elle est montée dans l'ascenseur. So Dalila, what has she done here? She has...
She has, I forgot. How can I say? Up? I don't know.
No, that's right. So she went up in the lift, the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you're on the right line. So before she went down in the elevator, now she has gone back up in the elevator. So elle est montée, she went up. Elle est descendue, she went down. So this is the opposite. There she is, back up at the top. Elle est entrée dans l'appartement. Laetitia, what has she done here?
Oh my God, in English. It's like Paulo. Can you help me? Like, ela entrou no apartamento? Deve ser isso, né?
Got into the house.
Yeah, you got it right. So she entered the apartment. She went into the apartment, her house. Well done. And what's happening here? Ooh. Et voilà Luc avec Fifi. So Luc is with another woman. The evil man. So Louise est très triste. She's very sad. Triste is sad. Sadly, this story didn't have a very happy ending. So Louise est morte, le cœur brisé. So she has died. She died of a broken heart. So yeah, that's a very tragic ending. But we had to use that because the verb mourir, to die, that takes être. So we had to sadly end the story on a sad note. So you might be wondering, how on earth is this relevant to my French grammar? Well, how do we know which verbs take être? So every single part of that story used verbs in the passé composé that took être. So let's go through them. So we can use this abbreviation of Mrs. Van der Tramp, which might seem crazy, but you'll see in a minute how it's relevant. So M stands for monter. Rentrer, we have rentrer. So elle est rentrée à la maison, remember that. Sortir, venir, aller, naître, descendre, entrer, retourner, tomber, rester, arriver, mourir, and partir. And I'm going to go through what this means, don't worry. So monter is to go up or to get on. So remember how we said elle est montée dans l'ascenseur. So she went up in the lift. But if I'm saying elle est montée dans le bus, she got on the bus. So rentrer, to go home. So elle est rentrée à la maison. Sortir is to go out. So elle est sortie dans la rue. She went out on the street. Venir, to come. So je suis venu, I came. Elle est venue, she came. Aller, to go. So if I'm saying je suis allé au supermarché, I'm saying I went to the supermarket. Naître, to be born. So if I said je suis né en 2000, I was born in 2000. Elle est née en 1980. She was born in 1980. Descendre, to go down. So elle est descendue. She went down in the elevator. Entrer, to go in. So entrer dans l'appartement. Retourner is to return or to go back. So elle est retournée à l'appartement. She went back to the apartment. Tomber is to fall. So remember how we said tomber en panne meant to break down. So le bus est tombé en panne. You could also say, for example, je suis tombé dans la rue. I fell over in the street. Rester is to stay. So je suis resté dans mon lit. I stayed in bed. Arriver, to arrive. So je suis arrivé à 30 par exemple. I arrived at you could say, for example, je suis arrivé à 3 heures. I arrived at 3 o'clock. Mourir est to die. So elle est morte. She died. So ils sont morts. They died. And partir, to leave. So je suis parti, as in I left for work, for example. So You'll see what this means. So you'll notice, obviously it might take a while for you to get them in your head and remember them, but you'll notice that all of these verbs are either about going, arriving, or leaving. So the first category is to go up, to go up, to go home, to go out. So all about going somewhere. The second category is about arriving. So to return, to go down, to go into a place. And, leaving. So they're all forms of leaving, whether it's falling, staying, leaving, dying, etc. It's all something about that. So verbs of movement, really. I'm not going to make up a story. You could do it in your own time, but it might be better just to learn the endings, but you see what I mean. So just to go over, remember a few weeks ago we did the present tense of être. So if I'm saying I am, you are, she is, he is, we obviously need to know the endings of être in the present tense, to form the perfect tense. So, je suis is I am. Paula, do you remember how we say you are in the singular? So tu
es.
Yeah, well done. Dalila, how would I say he, she, or one is?
Il, elle, on est.
Yeah, well done. A with a T, well done. Victoria, how would I say we are?
Nous sommes.
Great, well done, nous sommes. Laetitia, you in the formal or the plural form?
Vous êtes.
Yeah, well done. And Paolo again, how would I say they? So either he or she are the plural.
Ils, elles, set.
No, so we use a different ending. So we say sont. So il or elles sont. That's the difference. But yeah, so je suis, tu es, il, elle, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, il or elles sont. So obviously when we're using this as our auxiliary, so we don't use avoir, we use être for these verbs. We'd say, we'd use these followed by the past participle of the verb that we're using. So je suis allé, I went. Tu es parti, you left. For example, nous sommes tombés, we fell. So you'll see what I mean. I'll show you some examples. So verbs that take être, here are their past participles. So aller is aller, so simply just be acute. Venir is venu, so je suis venu, I came. Arriver is arrivé, that's a simple one. Partir is parti, so vous êtes parti, you left. Entrer is entrer, like that. Sorti, sorti. Monter, monter. Descendre is descendu, so je suis descendu dans l'ascenseur, I went down in the lift. So notice the U on the end, an RE verb. So they're quite straightforward. Just a few more. Naître is né. So notice I said, je suis né en 2000. I was born in 2000. Mourir is mort. So elle est morte. She died. Il est mort. He died. Tomber is tombé. Quite straightforward. Rester is rester. So je suis resté au lit. Retourner, retourner. Like that. So there are some compounds that take the same ending as just the verb venir, to come. So you'll see devenir is to become something. So if it said, for example, I became a teacher, I would say je suis devenu prof, like that. Revenir is to come back. So it's example, I came back from the hotel. So je suis revenu de l'hôtel. And some compounds of entrer, which is, to enter, to go in. So rentrer is to come back. So rentrer. So je suis rentré. I came back. Oh, there we go. So obviously I don't expect you to learn all these straight away. It's just something for you to go away and revise, but these are useful to remember. Not all past participles, obviously to learn the past participles, but not everything we use in the passive composer takes avoir. There are some verbs where you'd say, really you'd use être instead of avoir. So unlike avoir, verbs that take être agree in gender and number in the perfect tense. So this might seem a bit strange, but it'll become clear. So if I'm using the verb aller, which is to go, if it's a man, if a man was saying I went, he would say je suis allé. like this, he wouldn't add an E on the end. He would just say, je suis allé. But if it was me talking about it, because I'm a woman, I would add an E on the end, because when something's feminine in French, you have to add an E on the end. So this applies only to verbs in the passive composer that take H. So if I'm saying je suis allé, notice I would add an E on the end, an extra one here. If I'm saying you went to a man, I would say tu es allé without the E. But if I'm saying it to a woman, I would say tu es allé with an E. If I'm saying il est allé, obviously we know that's a man because it's il means he. So we say il est allé spelt like that. But if we're saying elle est allée, we obviously know that's a woman. So we automatically add the E on the end. If we're saying we went, obviously it would depend whether the we one went, whether it was a man or a woman, whether we'd say that or that. So if similarly, nous sommes allés is obviously we went. But if, say, for example, it's a group of, if I'm saying we, I'm saying that to a group of men, I would spell it like this: nous sommes allés, we went, if it was a group of men talking about themselves, or mixed. But if we're saying if a group of women were saying we went, they would say nous sommes allés, that would be the women. Similar for vous, so vous êtes allés, but you'd only add any on the end if it was a group, if it was you and it was women. And then vous isn't always plural because it can often mean formal. If you're saying you to just one person, you're formal with them. If I'm saying it to a group, so if I was talking about all of you, I would say vous êtes allés, like that, because there's more than one of you. And finally, so if I'm saying ils sont allés, if I'm talking about a group of men or a group of men and women, I would say it like this: ils sont allés, like that. But if I was talking about a group of women, so if I was talking about Dalila and Victoria and Laetitia and Gabi, if I said elles sont allées, what would I put on the end of allées? What letter? Anyone?
E.
One more E.
Yeah, well done. So elles sont allées. So notice the difference here, because when it's referring to a woman, you put an E on the end. And if you talk obviously more about one person, you put an S on the end. So agreements in gender and number, it's a real key here. French is obviously, I don't know what Portuguese is like. French is a language where you often have to do that. English, we don't have that kind of rule because our language doesn't work like that. So this is why it's often quite hard when English people learning French, it's hard for them to get around their heads around the whole gender number thing. But as more you kind of look at it, the more it makes more sense, I would say. So yeah,
a silly question, okay? But like in French, we don't have the same thing as in English, that we put the verb to ask something, such like vous êtes allé à la plage, for example, or we put the verb before the subject. Or we don't have this. Did you understand?
Are you talking about, for example, you always have to put so être here is the auxiliary and aller is the past participle. So if I'm saying you went to the beach, it would be, if I'm saying it in plural form, I'd say vous êtes allés à la plage, like that. If it was for, say, if it was just women, it would be vous.
Yeah, I mean, my point is kind of when you ask someone, you question someone.
Oh, you mean a question?
Yes.
Okay. So you.
It's the same with the interrogation at the end, or which kind of swipe things.
Yeah, so there are several ways in which you can ask questions in French. So you can either do it, if you're in speaking, you can raise your voice. So if I said, vous êtes allé à la plage, like that, notice my voice slightly raises. So as if, you're asking the question, vous êtes allé à la plage? Did you go to the beach? But if you're saying in, for example, if you're just writing it, you could say, êtes-vous allé à la plage, like that. It's supposed to be a capital letter on the et, by the way. Or you could say est-ce que. So often they put est-ce que on the start of the question. So est-ce que vous êtes allé à la plage? That could be another way of asking, did you go to the beach? But if you're saying in speaking form, if you're speaking the question, it is common just to do it normally by just raising your voice. So vous êtes allé à la plage, like that. Okay.
Thanks, God. Okay.
But yeah, no, that's an interesting one because obviously questions are important, but there are several ways you can say it. Hold on. So just going to go over that again. So just to consolidate that, je suis allé, male, je suis allé with an e on the end, female. Elle est partie, female, so e on the end, but if it was il est parti, there wouldn't be an e there. Nous sommes descendus. So if I'm talking about a group of men or a group of men and women, it would just be US. But if it was we are going down in the elevator, for example, and if it was me and other women, I would say nous sommes descendus with an e. Ils sont venus. They went, so they came. So that wouldn't have an e because it's ils. Elles sont montées. They went up, so elles sont montées dans l'ascenseur. They went up in the lift. So notice there's an e on the end there. There we go. So let's just have a little test. I will help you out with the past participles because obviously we've only just learned those and I don't expect you to remember them all off by heart straight away. So mourir, so that means to die. So if I'm saying they died, not very jolly, but anyway, il, how would I conjugate that? So il, what would be the auxiliary? Thinking about the plural.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Oh shit. I think it's wrong with mourir.
No, I can do something. So ils sont morts. So notice the song is the auxiliary of etch. So ils sont, and mort is the past participle of mourir. Because there's more than one person, we put an S on the end. So ils sont morts, they died. So the song indicates it's in the past because that's the auxiliary. We use an etch here because mourir takes etch. And then mort, and then we put an S on the end. Okay. So venir. So if I'm saying venir is to come. So if I'm saying I came. Je, Victoria? You take a bit of time, don't you? Have to answer straight away. Je, thinking about the past.
Je suis venu.
Nearly, you got the first bit right. So je suis venu.
Oh,
Venu
okay.
is the past participle of venir. So je suis venu, tu es venu, il ou elle est venu, nous sommes venus, vous êtes venus, ils or elles sont venus. So remember the key here is the subject, so je, then je suis, then venu is the past participle. So aller, so the past participle of aller is a lot more straightforward, there's the clue. So elle, notice it's in the plural. Is Gabby there? Gabby, how would I say they went? So elles, I'll do the first bit for you. So elles sont, and what would be the past participle of aller here? I don't know whether, can you hear me, Gabby? I don't know whether she can hear me.
Gabi.
Eu tô perdida, não entendi muito bem, não.
Basicamente, que eu também não entendi muita coisa não, mas assim, ela perguntou qual seria o passado desse verbo aqui, levando em consideração que é elas no plural. Sabe? O que você chuta? Pode chutar. Ela colocou no chat o comecinho.
Tá vendo? Ai, meu Deus. Ficaria mais ou menos como?
Você tá mutado. Gabi, seu áudio tá bem baixinho. Eu não escutei o que você perguntou.
Ficaria mais ou menos como, tipo assim, pra falar.
Então, você fala o el son, aí você fala o passado de ale, que eu não sei, senão eu te falava. Mas aí tu chuta, sei lá, el son ali, não sei. Mas,
Eu
entendeu?
só...
Aí alguma coisa que você acha que é, entendeu?
Ai, meu Deus, mas eu não sei.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm sorry I don't speak any Portuguese. If I would, I could, but I can't. So if we're saying she went, so yeah, she went. So you say elles sont allées because we have to make it agree with elle, so it's feminine. We add an extra e on the end. So elles sont allées. And I think I've written that down on the PowerPoint. There we go. So elles sont allées, like that. So the next one, tombe and il. So Laetitia, how to say he, so tombe is to fall. So how to say he fell?
Oh my God. Il est... tombé? I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Well done. Il est tombé.
Oh
That's he fell. How would I say she fell? So just in the singular. So elle est
tombé with one more E.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done. So elle est tombée, and it would obviously agree. So you put an E on the end. Right. Hold on, I think I might have some more. So partir, that obviously means to leave, to part from somewhere. So pick on Dalila, how to say, so nous and partir, so it would be they, sorry, not they, we left. So nous.
J'ai oublié. Ok. Nous partons. Nous partons, I don't know.
That's if it was in the present tense. So if I was saying we are leaving, you'd say nous partons. But we see we're going in the past here, so they left. They've left. It's finished. So nous, thinking about the etch, so the auxiliary of etch, how thinking about the conjugation of etch plus the past participle.
No. Oh my God.
Ale.
It's okay. No. William, don't put pressure on him.
I don't know, teacher. I passed this one.
It's okay. Right, so it's a difficult one. So nous sommes partis. So nous sommes partis. If it was we feminine, it would add an E on the end. But if it was just masculine or masculine and feminine, you wouldn't add an E. So nous sommes partis like that.
Okay.
So nous sommes partis, vous êtes partis, ils, elles sont partis. You see the different pronouns. So on to the next one, monter, that's to go up. So to go in, so like monter dans le bus is to, hop on the bus, go on the bus. So how would I say it was je? So Victoria, je
suis mon Dieu? No.
Not quite. The ending is monté. Well done. So je suis monté. I went up. Tu es monté. Il ou elle monté, etc. Just think of monté. So your voice goes up like monté means to go up. That's a good way of remembering it, actually. Devenir, that means to become. So if I'm saying she became, Paolo, how would I say that?
Can you repeat again? The pronunciation is devenir.
So if it's in the infinitive, so to become, it's devenir. But I will give it away for pronunciation's sake. So the past participle of devenir is devenu. So like that. But obviously here we have to think about the different gender agreements. So how would I say she became?
Elle est devenue.
Look at the past participle again.
Okay.
Not devenir. This is an irregular. I know that in normally most IR verbs that you do take E in the past participle, but this is an irregular one. This is why it's a bit more difficult. So you'd say devenu. So where is it? Elle est devenue. So she became. And we notice we put an E on the end. So I know obviously it's an IR verb. Normally IR verbs, you put an I on the end instead. But here, this is a regular one because it's conjugated like venir. So venir is to come. So we say, je suis venu, I came. Elle est venue, she came. So conjugated like venir, devenir, elle est devenue, like that. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, I visualize the word with the E in the end. So that what I would suppose to say the E.
That's why it's a bit trickier. But for this one, don't think of it as an IR verb. Obviously, it has IR in the end. Think of it as a compound of venir. So it's conjugated like venir. So venir, devenir, revenir. You put an U on the end. So venu, devenu, revenu. If you look back at the PowerPoint, when I upload it, you'll notice that I've put the compounds on of the different verbs as well. So learn it like that rather than just the ending. So, yeah. Brilliant. So rentrer is to, go back, as in go rentrer à la maison, to go back home. So Laetitia, how would I say you? So you went back, came back.
Tu es rentré.
Yeah, perfect. Well done. So tu es rentré, and obviously you're on the end if it's a woman. Okay, so just finally to wrap up, these are just some useful phrases to know about, the past tense. So, using phrases you can use when talking about the past. So hier, we've seen that before. Hier is yesterday. Hier soir, last night. So soir is night or evening. So last night, hier soir. If I'm talking about a day, for example, last week. So have you revised days of the week? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, but not that much, just once. But
okay, well, just think about different days of the week. So lundi is Monday. So if I said last Monday, it would be lundi dernier. Mardi is Tuesday. So last Tuesday is mardi dernier, etc. We can go over it maybe next week if you want days of the week. La semaine dernière, that's last week. So semaine means la semaine is week. Dernier last. So la semaine dernière last week. Le mois dernier last month, and l'année dernière last year. So if I said yesterday I went to the supermarket, I say hier je suis allée au supermarché. So yesterday I went to the supermarket hier. If I said the baby was born last year, so can anyone remember how to say was born? So le bébé, so it's yeah. Well done. So le bébé est né, depending whether it's a boy or a girl, whether you add an E or not. So le bébé est né l'année dernière. The baby was born last year. And finally, they, masculine plural, went home last night. You'd say ils sont rentrés. So they went home. Hier soir is last night. You see that. So just going back over those, they're really useful ones to know. So if you were talking about the past, say something you did last year, for example, went on holiday, went to see a film, something like that last night, whatever, it'd be useful to know those phrases. Okay, so yeah, I think that ends it nicely. I can end the recording as well now if you want, William.
It's up to you. I don't mind.
Yeah, we can do.